One of our viewers asked if we could do a video about caulking indoors, specifically around bathroom sinks, tubs, showers, and also other areas in the indoors. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to talk about when and where to apply caulking. This is Dan Frost from H.D.F Painting, the fine art of painting, and this is Talk Shop with Frost. So if you were to Google different types of caulking, there would be tons of them, okay? We're going to simplify this for you. We're going to tell you what we do in our painting business in terms of the best caulking to use. So this is the main thing to think about, all right? If you're going to be using caulking in the bathroom, make sure it has silicone in it, okay? If you're going to use it in other areas where there's a gap between the trim and the walls, or maybe there's an area in the ceiling between the ceiling and the walls, and you just want to hide that crack, you can use a acrylic caulking. Okay, so that's the basic difference. Caulking around other parts of your house is mostly for cosmetics to make things look good. The silicone adds a little bit of more protection around water areas like the bathroom. As I just mentioned, we use the silicone caulking around bathroom or kitchen areas. It's waterproof and real resilient. It's a little bit more difficult to work with, so make sure you have some mineral spirits around to smooth it out. Our favorite is the Gorilla Clear 100% silicone caulking, or the GE Silicone Advanced caulking. Either one of those, you'll be all set. So like any project you're going to start, you need a list of tools that you'll need. So when you go to do some caulking, you'll need the following. You'll need a good utility knife and a good 5-in-1 blade. This you want to use to dig out old caulking that's been there a while and won't provide good adhesion. Okay, you'll need a really good caulking gun. We advise that you get a dripless caulking gun. The reason you want to use that is once you start caulking and you stop, there won't be any drip, as the name says, dripless. So you won't make a mess of things and it won't get all over. So dripless caulking gun is definitely advised. All right. You want to get a bucket of water. You want to get a rag. You want to get either, for silicone caulking, you want to get mineral spirits to wipe it smooth. I like to have some crud cutter. So before I do the bead of caulking, I want to make sure that surface is clean. Crud cutter does a good job. You want to spray it on there and wipe it clean. Okay. You will need, some people want to use blue tape. They can put blue tape down to get a nice fine line. That can be helpful. You'll need a caulk smoothing tool. So you can use that once you put your bead down. You can use a smoothing tool to make it nice and smooth and make a nice line. If you don't have that tool, you can also use your finger, but we advise you to purchase the tool there. And that's about it. You should be ready to go. Okay, so you're in either the bathroom or the other areas in your room and you're ready to apply the caulking. One of the things you want to make sure is that the surface you're going to apply to is free of dirt and dry. Okay, so you have good adhesion. All right. Now, that's why I mentioned before the crud cutter. Now, if you're in the bathroom and you're about to apply silicone and you have an area that's a little bit damp, a little bit wet, just take a hair dryer and dry it out. Make sure it's nice and dry, and then you're ready to apply the caulking. Now, with the caulking tube, and there's a piece on the gun that you can use to cut it, all right, or you can use your utility knife. You want to cut it at a 45-degree angle, the hole, okay, and the size of the hole depends on how big the area is that you're going to fill, okay? So that's important. The size, let me repeat that, the size of the hole that you're going to make is equal to the area that you're going to be caulking, okay? And you're at a 45-degree angle, and you start to apply your bead of caulking. And once you apply it, then you take your rag and or you take your caulking smoothing tool and you smooth it out and make a fine line. Now, if you've used tape to make it a sharp line, after you've applied the caulking, you can remove the tape. I'm not sure I covered this before, but just to let you know, when you're going to use the acrylic latex caulking around areas in your house, really important. Trim boards around door casings, okay, from the wall to the trim, or even on the trim itself, corners sometimes come apart. That's where you want to use the caulking. A good place to look for cracks is between the ceiling and the wall. That's a good place to apply caulking. Now, this sort of, there's a little bit of controversy here in a way, but we don't really like to caulk panels on doors because it'll crack. Not that the caulking will crack or fail, just there's a lot of, it's supposed to be a lot of movement there. So we wouldn't really advise that. But you can caulk around the baseboard, you can caulk around a heating unit that goes against the wall. And those are the main areas to look for. So people always ask, can you paint over caulking? Or what caulking can you paint over, what can't you paint over? Silicone caulking you can't paint over, all right? It'll bead up, all right? Acrylic latex caulking, paint away once it's dry. And there are some caulking, our favorite caulking, acrylic caulking, is called White Lightning, okay? And that dries fairly quick. Well, I hope this video was helpful, and for that viewer who asked those questions, I hope they've been answered. If you have any questions about any videos, or you have topics that you'd like to see us cover, please leave in the comments below, all right? And please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is Dan Frost from H.D.F Painting, the fine art of painting, and this is Talk Shop with Frost.